Some very interesting pieces of content just came out regarding the Bloodline, and it could shake things up. We'll also take a look at some Wyatt Sicks updates, returns, and more. Starting things off with a big new character that's being planned for the returning Shotzi. Midian recently spoke with The Undertaker on the 6 Feet Under podcast and spilled the beans on how wrestlers have been coming to him for some creative help for upcoming with the foundation of new creators. He revealed himself that Shotzi is one of those individuals that came to him recently for some character work and concepts. He said that what Shotzi and him are creating right now is a character that's heavily inspired by American Psycho. He noted that Shotzi already had a deep love for horror movies and the entire genre, so that's why they're implementing some of those elements of this character because it's a field that Shotzi is an expert in. He also said how he thinks that Shotzi's character could work similar to the Wyatt Sicks, what they've been doing, but on a smaller scale. He used the Wyatt Sicks Massacre debut as an example of the type of things Shotzi could get up to. He feels like this new character can tie an opponent up to a chair and just torture them by reciting weird and scary poetry. So it's very interesting to hear about this new character that Shotzi could be returning with. It feels like we sort of saw a preview of this character during one of Shotzi's most recent big feuds before her injury. During Shotzi's feud with Bayley, we did see Shotzi basically go a bit insane throughout the duration of that program. She shaved her head and literally started chasing Bayley with a pair of clippers at every opportunity she got, all while laughing like a maniac. So it looks like Shotzi's character was already heading in that psycho direction to begin with. But if what Middleton says is true and WWE approves of this new character, it looks like Shotzi will be returning to television in a new, fully crazy form on a level that we've never seen from her before. WWE has a handful of crazy characters currently on the roster, such as the Wyatts, Alexa Bliss, Tatum Paxley, and a few others. But if Shotzi's character is something different and unique from all those others, then it could really work. Some fans are even wondering if this new version of Shotzi could be a perfect fit for the Wyatt Sicks themselves. Uncle Howdy has been teasing the idea of some new additions to the group in recent weeks. Howdy's been teasing both a male addition and a female addition to the Wyatt Sicks. Obviously, fans believe Howdy's referring to Alexa and Braun with those teasers. But what if they swerve everyone and have those additions be someone that isn't Alexa or Braun? You just have to look at how the Wyatt Sicks were formed in the first place. It was all based on Howdy going out and finding outsiders and people that were rejected by everyone. So if Howdy views Shotzi as a bit of an outsider that shares like-minded thoughts to the Wyatt Sicks, that may just spike his interest in her. As far as what's the latest status with Shotzi herself, she went down with a torn ACL back in February. And when it comes to that type of knee injury, the average recovery time frame is right around 9 months. So if Shotzi's on that average recovery pace, that means she very well could be cleared to return before the end of the year, and we'll hopefully see what this new character looks like for her. It's also an interesting piece of news that WWE recently filed for the trademark rights to Shotzi Blackheart. This was of course Shotzi's full ring name before they shortened her name to just Shotzi. So the fact that WWE is filing for the rights to Shotzi Blackheart has fans wondering if her full name will also be coming back upon her upcoming return. Fans noticed quite an interesting thing in WWE's new extended cut for the WrestleMania 40 documentary. The extended cut featured several scenes and extra content that was not shown on the original airing of the documentary. And one of those new scenes is pretty interesting in regards to the current events of the Bloodline story. A backstage clip was shown of Roman Reigns walking around backstage at WrestleMania 40, talking to the camera about how he's the greatest of all time. But if you look directly over his shoulder, you can see Jacob Fatu walking directly behind him in a cap and an Umaga hoodie. Obviously in real life, that's just family supporting family. Everything is normal and cool with that. But when you look at it through the lenses of the current Bloodline story, that's when the visuals here from that documentary gets a bit shocking. Because Roman and Jacob are on two different completely sides of the Bloodline civil war. Jacob is extremely dedicated and loyal to Solo Sikoa, and has even taken out Roman Reigns in recent memory. So to see them walking together just a few months ago at WrestleMania 40 is definitely eye-opening for the current story. When Jacob first arrived to SmackDown, one of the biggest fan theories and conspiracies was that Jacob was a spy and was quietly working for Roman Reigns behind Solo's back. That was a fun theory to discuss for a while, but it obviously got crushed when Jacob attacked Roman on SmackDown. But with fans now seeing this clip from the extended version of the WrestleMania documentary, it has them wondering again if a future link-up between Roman and Jacob is possible once again. WWE went through every second of content with that documentary. Nothing got added to it without their approval and review, so they knew that scene was in there. The question left to ask now is if it was intentionally placed in there to create conversation and get fans buzzing for this story, or if it was accidentally placed in there and edited long before Roman's return. So it's something to keep in the back of your head because you never know if this WrestleMania 40 meeting between Jacob and Roman could be brought up again within the current SmackDown storyline. WWE does have a light narrative going that Solo's a bit hard and unfair towards Jacob. So some fans feel like switching side seeds were already planted long ago. So now to see the WrestleMania 40 documentary moment as well has added even more fuel to the fire. So we'll see what WWE decides to do now that Roman and Jacob have been busted together. Liv Morgan is opening up about WWE cutting back on something that has always been very important to her, and that's the live event house shows. Liv Morgan recently spoke with New York Post and had this to say on why she feels like cutting back on house shows is unfortunate. Quote, "I'm sad to see them go a little bit because the house shows are so much fun and it's so much more intimate. House shows are truly for the love of the game. House shows are for the love of the art of wrestling, performing, and being with the fans and interacting with fans on a more intimate level. Also for me, I feel like that's when I got good. Having so many reps on these live events in 2017, 18, 19, I was doing every single live event, but it helped me get so much better because I was getting all these reps. I'm sad to see that go for the newer guys and girls coming in who aren't going to be able to have that experience and have those reps at live events under their belt. But it is what it is. Time home is always nice. We spend so much time away from family and friends. It's nice, but I do love live events." End quote. And Liv Morgan perfectly put it into perspective there with her response. TKO is dialing back things with the house shows, and it's a good and a bad thing. The house shows is a place where not only fans have fun, but the superstars do as well. There's no pressure on being on live television, making sure to push storylines forward. House shows are just exhibition matches for people in attendance to see and have fun with. And like Liv said, it also gives new superstars those extra reps to improve their skills for when they do appear on television. But on the plus side of things, it does give the superstars' bodies more rest and reduce the risk of injuries taking place at those house shows. Plus, they get the extra time at home, which is always a great thing. So it's a win and lose situation. But what are your thoughts on all of today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.